Hi everyone, thank you for coming back to my channel. I'm Stephanie if you're new here. Today I just went over what I was doing for my fourth grader for the next year, so for 2023 school year. If you guys missed that video, go in the description. I have all of my podcast videos down in the description, and I have everything listed, what grade and everything that I'll be covering for this next year. So for some of my other grades, I'm going to be sharing later in some other podcasts. So I have 2 more grades after this that I'll be sharing with you. I took advantage of today and the time for me to share with you guys a couple of the grades that I'm going to be teaching for next year. Evelyn's still not at the age where I'll be doing a lot with her. So it's going to be 2nd grade, 4th grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, and 10th, 12th grade. So them are the grades I'm going to be going over this next year. For this video, I'm going to tie in 6th grade and 8th grade only because I have less stuff to share with you guys. In the younger grades, I had a lot more this year to share with you guys. So I'm just going to be sharing what Miles is going to be doing this year and then what Hudson's going to be doing this year. For Miles's books, we're going to go over his. He's going to be in 6th grade. We are going to be using BJU this year for him. If you saw in my other videos, we're going to be using BJU for most of the kids this year. And then also for our math, we always use Matthew C's. Also shared with you guys my unboxing of all of this in another video. I will put that down in the description, and I go over where I got most of the curriculum. Okay. So in today's video, I have one thing that I'm going to be teaching the kids for Miles and Hudson, and I will share with you guys that at the end of the video. It's going to be something that we're going to be tying in this year for one of their subjects. We are going to be working on Delta this year for his math. And I think when I did Declan's, I didn't open it up for you guys and I didn't share what was inside it. All right, so let me just go over a little bit of what is in his. So on here it says single and multiple digit division. So it has a little bit of the multiplication right here. The higher multiplication at the end of the book, and then in the beginning of the book, it just has like basic division and stuff like that. Okay, so as for handwriting for Miles, he's going to be using something similar to what Declan was using it for 4th grade. It's the Bju Handwriting. We are on the 2nd edition. It's for 6th grade, and it has a lot of bright pictures and stuff in here. And then usually for their cursive, I just go off of Amazon and I try to get stuff that is according to their grade. If you guys have noticed or will notice that I do cursive throughout high school. So from little on, so Nash and Lachlan were in 1st grade last year, and we started cursive with them last year, and they will be doing cursive for a very long time. So this is just what Miles will be working on. You just wake up. Oh boy. Okay. All right. Did you have a good nap? Yeah. Okay, so for Miles and spelling, I have his spelling book right here, and then I have the teacher book right here. I haven't had to use a teacher book for their spelling in other years, and a lot of times I just got their spelling books off of Amazon, or I would print off a list during the week or whatever. Miles has been using a lot of spelling books. His is going to be the exact same as Declan's. If you guys missed that video, go check that one out. And his is for 4th grade. So it's going to be the same thing. We're going to work on the first list, work on the first page, and then work until Thursday. And then Friday is going to be our spelling test. So that is 3 subjects for Miles. And then as for English, I have his English workbook. It's English writing and grammar, and we have the teacher book. So some of these books I ended up getting off of eBay, but I go over a lot of that in my unboxing video. Okay, so for his English, we will be doing the 6th grade English. We are on the second edition also for his English. And then as for history and science, a lot of that is going to be tied in through different things. I go over a lot of that in some of my other videos for what we use for history, what we will be using for history for this next year. That is all I have for Miles for 6th grade. As for reading and stuff like that, we just go through a reading series or reading books that they want to read on their own time, and they can do that during school or at nighttime. So that's what we do for reading. And then when it comes to typing, we use Mavis Beacon. I don't have the CD in front of me right now, but we put a CD in the computer, and then it's a typing program. I'll maybe put a picture up here and show you guys what it looks like. I think we ended up getting 2 of them because we needed to get the updated version, and my kids like it because it's very kid friendly, and there's a lot of things on there for them to play. There's a couple games on there and challenges and stuff for them to work on. So that's what they usually do. Now Nash and Lachlan are going to be in 2nd grade, so we're not quite there when it comes to typing, but as for maybe even Declan next year for 4th grade, we can tie in some of that. Okay, so we're gonna move on to Hudson for his curriculum this year. So I have this one from Amazon. It is Cursive Writing Workbook for Teens, and this one is a little bit harder than some of the younger grades when it comes to cursive. Now in the beginning of the book, it just shows them how to do the basic cursive, and we don't really need to do that anymore when it comes to Hudson. And then at the end of the book, it starts to go into sentences, and then it'll go into paragraphs. So that is what we're going to be doing for this next year. Okay, and then as for his spelling words, this is what I have for him. It is spelling words, 8th grade, testing vocabulary, and this I got off of, I think this one I got off of Amazon. Okay, so in this one, it's extra credit, spelling words, unscramble. So we're gonna do the same thing with that, and then on here, they can write out their spelling words for the week, and then we do the test on Friday. And with Hudson being in 8th grade, we don't need to do a lot of workbook stuff with him. It's just mainly him practicing his spelling words. So that is what we're gonna be working on with him. All right, as for his writing and grammar for 8th grade, this one is the 4th edition. And this is what his book looks like. Hudson is the one from last year that I didn't have the answer book for, and that was completely terrible. So we ended up switching in the middle of the year, and he worked on something else for English. And then for his answer books, we have 2 teacher books. So we have part 1 and part 2 for his answer books for his writing and grammar. All right, so that is what he's going to be working on. Okay, so for Hudson and math, we're going to be working on this one. This is epsilon, this is fraction, so he's going to be working on that this year. And then for our history and science, it's going to be the same thing for Miles and Hudson. And for Hudson, he's going to be working on this American history workbook. And he also is working on that. That's what he worked on last year for English. He was working out of books that look just like this. And this is something that I got at Costco. I ended up getting a couple books like this, and it has everything in here. It says everything you need about American history in one big fat notebook. So we're going to be working on that, and that's kind of what it looks like. And then also, I also have a big cubby full of history stuff off to the side here that we can tie in maps, activities, and presidents and all that kind of stuff in that cubby. As for reading, he also will just read a book series or something like that, or the Bible or whatever, and we'll count that in as his reading. So he's going to be in 8th grade. And then he also will be doing the typing. So not until high school is when I start documenting everything. And for Hudson, we're not quite there yet. So next year when Hudson is in high school, we'll start doing a transcript. So as for their transcripts and stuff like that, I'm gonna share that in another podcast. I'm gonna go over rules and guidelines for your state homeschooling laws. I'm gonna go over what mine are for you guys, and then I'll try to see if I can find links and stuff for you guys to look over what your state guidelines are. I'm gonna go over a lot of that stuff with you guys in another podcast, but for today I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm going to be doing for 6th grade and 8th grade this year for 2022 and 2023 school year. All right, so I will leave everything in the description, and you guys can go check out my past podcasts and things that I've been sharing when it comes to homeschooling. I'm going to share a lot of this on Mondays for you guys, and I'm only going to be doing this until school starts, and then I'll tie in some of our days throughout the week when it comes to homeschooling. All right, so hopefully you guys liked today's video. Don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.